Lori from LoriStory.com. We're back with our Christmas card series 101 with the Silhouette, and this is card 2. And this is the card we're going to make today. And we are using the exact same template that we used for the first card. So this is the first card we made. We're going to use all the same pieces and just change some things up, alter things a little bit, and we're going to make this card. So let's get started. First thing you want to do is start a new document, File, New. I'm working on a 12 by 12 mat. You should already have the card if you bought it for the first one, but if not, it's this one in the Silhouette store. Double click on it. So let's switch this up a little bit. First thing we want to do is click on it, right click, ungroup. Click off of the mat. And now this allows us to move all our pieces separately. Okay, we're not going to use the star, so let's just delete that. Click on it and delete. This piece is optional. I'll leave it in here for now. Okay, so we are going to, instead of using a card in the portrait position, we're going to use it in landscape. So let's turn this around. Go to your rotation window up here and turn 90 degrees clockwise. All right. So this is our working area, this bottom half of this 8.5 by 5.5. The first thing I did was fill this with pink because I want to remember to cut that in pink cardstock. Okay, and then I wanted to create a brown matted layer that's going to fit over this just to give it a little more substance. So we're going to take the rectangle tool and make a rectangle. Doesn't matter what size. Click on it, go up to your scale window and type in 5.25 by 4.00. Click apply. Okay, this is our mat. Let's fill that with brown. And you can use any color scheme you want. That's just what I picked. And actually I lined this right up with the score line. Okay. The next thing I did was scale this pattern piece down. So let's rotate this. I want to check 1 second, make sure to your rotation window, and turn that 90 degrees clockwise as well. And we're going to, while it's still selected, right click and bring to front. That way it will keep it on the front of the brown so we can see it. Okay, that's a little bit long. I want to resize it a little bit. Okay, so this is our scallop piece, and we want to make this a little bit shorter so that we can fit the Christmas underneath. So I'm just going to pull it up from the bottom so that I have room for my sentiment. So mine ended up being, let's just make it even, 3.00 by, grab that piece if we can get it. There we go. And let's fill this so we can see it. And I'm going to fill mine, I'm going to cut it on a green pattern paper, so I'm just going to fill it with a green pattern paper from the library, just so that I can remember what I'm using where. So again, we're going to line that up, line this up with that corner. Okay. Now we're going to work with this piece. Let's rotate it. Go to the rotate window, rotate it 90 degrees clockwise. Okay, now what she has done here when she made this piece is welded these two pieces together. We want to take this Christmas tree out of here and make this just a solid piece and cut the tree out in a different pattern. So in order to do this, we have to click on it. And the first thing I tried to do was ungroup. Ungrouping it still left them together, which tells me that she welded it. When you weld it, you make it into what's called a compound path, which means there's two cut lines. There's a cut line or they refer to it as a compound path. So what we need to do is click on it, right click, release compound path. What that does is allow us to now have the tree and the piece separate. Okay, so we're going to use this piece next. Let's fill it with white so we can see it. Let's rotate it 90 degrees clockwise. And we want it to fit right there. And I want to pull this up so that you can still see the scalloped edge. So we're going to pull that up. And mine is at 3.76 by 2.865. If you want to do, you know what, actually I think I'm going to, oops, click on that, make it just a little bit wider. Or like that. So now it is 4.00 wide and 2.865 high. Okay. Now we're going to fit the Christmas tree to the white. So select the Christmas tree, and let's just pull it down. Now 2.515 by 1.42. Okay. I'm going to pull it over here. I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to go to the replicate window, which is this one that looks like a flower, and I'm going to put duplicate right and duplicate right again. Okay, now I have 3 separate trees. And I'm going to cut these all out in different patterns, so I'm just going to fill it with 3 different patterns. We'll use that one. I'm going to use one that has kind of a bluish in it. So we'll use that one. And another, use that one. Okay. And those are going to fit right there. And if they don't quite fit, just line them up the way we want them. This one, I'm going to select the 3 trees, and I'm just going to bring them in just to make them all a little bit smaller. So I want them to fit on that white pretty well. All right, there. So now, if we pull them over here, each tree is measuring 2.29 by 1.295. Okay? So we can grab those again, move them over there. Card's starting to look kind of cute. Now we want to fill the Christmas, and I'm going to cut my Christmas in a pink, dark, like a hot pink color, I guess. Let me try this down here. See it? Right click and bring to front. So there's that. And then for the Mary, I got on defont.com, it's called Arsenal White, right here. And I just typed the word Mary. And I want to fill that. I'm going to cut that out in kind of a baby blue. Okay. If you like that size, that's fine. If you want to make it a little bit bigger, you can. I might just pull it up a little bit. Okay, so then we have that. And then there's this piece. If you want to use it, you can. If you don't, it's not a necessity. I cut it out. Actually, I don't think a pattern to remind me that I want to cut that out in a pattern. And I will rotate that 90 degrees clockwise. And I, again, need to bring it to the front. And I would place it probably like right there when I put this together. And then we'll have room for our ribbon. So get your pieces cut and meet me in part 2 of this video, and we'll assemble it.